What are your most memorable moments from elementary school?
Oh, we used to play hockey with a tin can and some limbs that we cut off of trees. And when we had recess, we would go outside and choose up sides and play hockey. And if you were a younger one like me, you learned to bounce because the big ones run right over you.
I was going to ask, were the big kids playing with the little kids too?
Yes.
That's not
The
fair.
whole school got out at the same time
Oh.
on recess. So we had 8th graders out there with 1st graders.
I've got one. It's not on the card, but I want to ask. What were your school lunches like? Were they good?
Didn't have any,
They didn't give any to you?
no.
You had to bring your own?
Had to bring your own.
Oh, okay.
That's where I learned to love bologna sandwich.
Yep. Silas brings his because he doesn't like the school lunch, so he really loves a good turkey sandwich. Who were your childhood friends?
Oh, I'll tell you, my childhood friends were some people named Donner, but there was something like 2 girls and 3 boys or something like that, but I don't remember their names.
What were your favorite childhood games or toys?
Well, my favorite childhood game was that hockey that we played on recess out there all the time. We didn't have football or basketball at all, you know. We did have softball games sometimes, depending on how many kids were in school.
Okay. Did any of your childhood friends remain in your life for a while?
No,
Well, you ended up moving.
yeah.
What did you do for fun when you were a kid?
When I was a kid, well, it's hard to say when you were a kid because I don't know what age that includes.
Anytime you remember is fine. Before you were 18.
Well, before I was 18, I went to grade school and we had basketball. I learned to play basketball when I was in grade school. And we had the plays. I was in a couple of plays. And we had a choir, and I was in a choir. That's about it.
What kind of movies, music, and books did you like as a kid?
Cowboys, westerns, Gunsmoke.
So you liked... They didn't have a lot of movies back when you were a kid, did they?
No, we had one theater in town, and they show one movie a week. So if you went to see it the first day, you didn't have any reason to go to the movie after that. So.
Yeah. And then music, you liked country music?
Oh yes, always have.
Did you ever get seriously injured or sick as a kid?
Yes, I had appendicitis. This is a kind of interesting story. I don't know if it fits your cards or not, but I had appendicitis when I was about 14, I guess. And had to go to the hospital in Joplin, Missouri to have my appendix removed, which my poor dad couldn't afford, but he had to take me here. I was going to die. Simple as that. Well, when I got back home, I was laying around there on the couch one time, and it was sort of spitting snow outside, and I just had to get outside. So I got up and got on my bicycle, and I rode 3 miles down to some friend's house that we had, which I knew weren't home because they both worked. And I rode down this long lane in front of their house to a pond, and there was one duck on it. Well, I had a little single-shot .22 rifle, and I was going to take that duck home for dinner. Well, after shooting at him about 10 times, I finally hit him, and he was right out in the middle of the pond. And there was ice frozen around the edge of the pond, and I had no way of getting the duck except going in after it.
Oh no.
So I swam out there and got that duck and brought him back, and when I did, blood was running down my leg into my shoes. I had opened up.
Yeah, your stitches.
I had opened up the suture where they had sewed up my appendix. So it was back to the hospital for another 14 days.
Ooh.
My dad was not happy. If I hadn't been bleeding from appendicitis, I would have been bleeding from my head, because he was very unhappy with me because he couldn't afford it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And every day you're in the hospital, that bill just goes up and up and up and up.
Yeah.
And me pulling a dumb trick like going out there shooting a duck, he just thought I should have been smarter than that. And thinking back, I should have been smarter than that.
Well, you were a kid.
Yeah.
You don't think like that when you're a kid.
My brothers and sisters were both gone, so I had to have something to do.
Yeah.
And I've always been an outdoor person, so I didn't care if it was snowing or what, I had to get outside.
Yeah. I find it crazy that you were living in Kansas and you had to drive all the way to Missouri for surgery.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't have anything. Well, I guess back then, you'd think they'd have some hospital closer to Missouri.
Well, Baxter finally did get a hospital, but it was just a very small little thing, you know. I'd say probably 8 or 10 beds at the most. But St. Joseph Hospital in Joplin, where I had my surgeries, was a great big hospital. And by the way, just a few years ago, a tornado went through there and just tore Joplin all to pieces.
Yeah.
And that old St. Joseph Hospital stood up.
Yeah, I remember when that tornado came through there. I
Yeah.
remember that. Oh, here's a good one. Where did you attend high school?
Baxter Springs, Kansas.
And did you have any influential teachers or coaches as a kid?
Yes. Had a coach named Carl Killian, who was the head coach of everything. He was head coach of football, head coach of basketball, head coach of track, and all of that. And he was a real good friend. I really liked him. And teacher-wise, I can't. Oh, my industrial arts teacher, Claude Nichols, was a real good man. I liked him.
When you said that you had a coach, what sport were you playing where he was your coach?
I played everything.
Everything.
Football, basketball, track, the whole thing.